Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao has announced that they're going to fight at the Sphere. Do you expect anyone from either their teams to reach out to see how you guys put it together? Because this will be the first major event since you guys put on that.
Who's promoting it?
Manny Pacquiao Promotions.
Wonder who's paying for production. They're in for a big surprise. They better call somebody to figure that out.
All the news on Mayweather, Pacquiao, potentially falling apart. I mean, I have to say this. Mayweather, come on, dude. Fight a real fight. You're still trying to protect your O. Yes, you're 50-0 on paper, but people know you've lost. Your own father said you lost against me.
If this is all true, then he absolutely is in breach of contract. And he's trying to scam Netflix, of all people. Floyd, we know, is a serial scammer at this point. With the cryptocurrencies, with the Logan Paul fight. Again, I was there in Dubai for the Deji fight and what was behind.
Dana White blasted Floyd Mayweather Jr. for backing out of the rematch with Manny Pacquiao, claiming it could amount to a contract violation with major legal consequences. And he cautioned that the situation might escalate into lawsuits and potentially significant legal issues.
You're that stupid and somebody else wants to do it, knock yourself out. There's not enough money in it to ruin your life and not go to jail. Go to federal prison.
According to reports, Floyd Mayweather Jr. signed 3 separate agreements connected to a Netflix-backed rematch with Manny Pacquiao, effectively confirming the bout as official, and any move to reclassify it as an exhibition or pull out could be viewed as a breach of contract, potentially leading to serious financial penalties and legal consequences.
He's trying to do it to Netflix. Oh yeah, he's 100% about to get sued because Team Pacquiao says Floyd Mayweather signed 3 contractual agreements for a professional fight against Pacquiao. 3 separate agreements. They also claim Floyd Mayweather has been paid for signing these 3 agreements and has also taken out a cash advance payment on his purse for the fight. They also say Floyd Mayweather is officially in breach of contract for publicly stating this fight is an exhibition. And if this is all true, which again, this is Team Pacquiao saying this, but again, I think Mike Coppinger also reported on this. If this is all true, then he absolutely is in breach of contract.
Dana White also claimed Floyd Mayweather Jr. is allegedly avoiding the rematch with Manny Pacquiao out of fear, suggesting that this time the fight would be completely one-sided, and he argued that Pacquiao would dominate and potentially overwhelm Mayweather if they finally face each other in the ring again.
Listen, I understand these kids want to make some money and, they do what they got to do and say what they got to say to try to, to get in there and make money. This is going to be such a one-sided, ridiculous ass whooping. It's not even going to be funny. It's going to be bad.
Manny Pacquiao publicly challenged Floyd Mayweather Jr., stating that both fighters agreed to the same contract for a legitimate bout and there's no justification for any excuses, urging Mayweather to respect the deal, stop stalling, and enter the ring as originally promised.
Feeling, Manny, we know that you've got a fight against Floyd Mayweather scheduled for September at the Sphere in Las Vegas on Netflix. Floyd is being a little bit difficult right now. Are you just letting the process play out and hoping that he gets to the finish line and commits to this fight? What are your feelings on that?
No, right now my focus is on September 19 because we already both signed the contract, a real fight. So that's my focus. I don't want to be distracted with anything like that, because I want to prepare. I want to get the 100% condition and mentally, physically, and spiritually.
Manny Pacquiao said Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s actions are nothing new, claiming he has witnessed this kind of behavior before, emphasizing that Mayweather has a pattern of stalling and adding he isn't surprised, while urging him to stop repeating the same tactics and finally honor their agreement.
People say that Floyd may be playing like another game, basically just trying to build up the anticipation for this fight by saying like, oh, well, maybe I'll commit to it, maybe I won't. This is typical Mayweather gamesmanship. Do you think that that's true?
What's new for Mayweather? Even in our first fight, it's getting hard. He's changing his mind. That's not good. You need to have word of honor and commitment. To honor your commitment.
You really have had the patience of a saint. We know that first time it took like 5 years at least to get Floyd into the ring.
At least 5 years to took that fight for a lot of alibis and regulators. So this time there's no reason for alibis or mixed excuses because we both signed already the
Oscar De La Hoya mocked Floyd Mayweather Jr. for allegedly trying to safeguard his 50-0 record, arguing that although Mayweather remains undefeated officially, many fans believe he has actually lost several fights, including their own encounter, and suggested he should stop steering away from genuine competition.
Father said you lost against me back when we fought. And what's crazy is that people don't know that we had a rematch clause for 1 year. And what do? Your pussy ass retires for 1 year and 1 day. Bro, ever since I got beat up by Manny Pacquiao in my last fight, I've wanted to fight every single day, but I couldn't because I wasn't right. Physically, emotionally, I just wasn't right. All that depression, all that shit that I had within my spirit. But now these last 5 years, I've put in the work, man. Woo! I did a lot of work and I feel happy. I feel at peace. And you know what? A man at peace is a dangerous fucking man. I can take on King Kong if I want and beat his ass. Shit, I'll even fight Jake Paul.
Max Kellerman also suggested that Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s push to classify the rematch as an exhibition is likely an attempt to preserve his perfect record, arguing that with age and doubts about his chances in a fully competitive bout, Mayweather may be sidestepping a true professional fight while still capitalizing on the hype and financial gain it generates.
He's the money, clearly. We've seen what's in the news, and, I'm not in his pockets or anything, but he's going to make a lot of money, and rightfully so. I don't see him turning down a major payday over this, but we'll bear watching. And also, I'm told that further to that, Pacquiao has no interest in this if it's not a real fight.
If I'm Floyd, I'm not fighting unless it's just a regular. If it's a pro fight, I'm not. Why would I do it? I'm old.
Because you need the money.
I don't know if he needs. I ain't getting the man's pocket.
Assuming he does.
I don't know if he needs the money or not.
Let's assume he does. That's why he's
Let's
coming
assume,
down.
yeah.
Just assume. So, and you're going to make, I don't know,
Well,
what is it?
let's
How much?
assume-
What's his guarantee?
Let's
for the
assume
fight?
Pacquiao.
Maybe something like $50 million.
50
is what I
million.
heard.
Slow down for a second. Let's assume
It's a lot of
Pacquiao
money.
needs money too, because I heard rumors.
He probably does, yeah.
Okay, so the
Not
so
just
okay,
I do
so-
assume.
okay,
I'm
so-
not just putting on
well,
Floyd.
hold on. I don't do the rumors, so let's do them today, since y'all want to do them. They both need the money, as y'all saying. So look, we still gonna fight and make good money. It don't have to be a pro fight.
He signed a contract, though. It's executed.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And Netflix announced it. This is not just like, let me go.
So what
Yeah,
does
but
that tell you? Doesn't it kind of tip Floyd's hand that he's thinking maybe it's possible? Like I read into that a little bit and think maybe because I'll always bring this up. Bernard Hopkins, I was calling his fights on HBO. He fought Tavares Cloud, good light heavyweight, beat him easy, right? And he was like 49, and his body still looked like Hopkins. Then he came back a year or so later, and he fights Joe Smith. His body didn't look the same. You know, Hopkins had a Spartan training regimen. He doesn't put anything in his body. He's a temple. He eats right. He trains right.
He don't drink.
He doesn't. But his body looked, by the way, I'm 52. I can tell you, it looks different after a little bit. Even when you're trying to get in shape, just the muscles look a little different. And Joe Smith knocked him out of the ring and stopped him, right? Floyd, maybe, I'm just speculating, but maybe he says this because he gets in the gym and he's like, Floyd's what, 49 and change. He's almost 50. Maybe he's right up against that thing where it's like, man, my body's not responding the same way.
Right. Max, they're grandpops.
They old.
Grandpops.
Pacquiao looks like he got a little more in the tank.
What I'm saying,
He went
He's a little
100.
younger. Pacquiao's a little younger.
When you a grandpop, you think you're not the same as you used to be.
People have questioned why Floyd Mayweather Jr. would ever risk his perfect record despite how much he values it, and many suggest the answer comes down to finances, with analysts arguing he continues taking fights mainly because of his high spending habits and luxury lifestyle, which demand constant large earnings to sustain.
Way back, again, 5 years ago now, but that was like the initial rumblings around that fight. And what Floyd did was use Mayweather Promotions to bring them this fight and say, if you'll front us this money, we'll put this fight here. They fronted him the money. He took the money, had the fight at the Hard Rock in Miami with Fanmio instead. That was the company that put it on, Fanmio. And Logan saw none of that front end 10 mil, and the people that paid Floyd the 10 mil never saw a dime back. It's nasty work what he did. But this has been like one of Floyd's MOs, is that he leverages his fight name or his quote-unquote assets, and which is what, a lot of wealthy people do. They leverage their assets to take out bigger loans or, whatever. But Floyd does it in such a reckless way that no one ever sees return on it. He just takes money. It isn't a loan. He steals.
Dana White says he has known Floyd Mayweather Jr. for many years, dating back to their early careers, and understands the way Mayweather handles his finances. And because of his long history of extremely extravagant spending and a flashy lifestyle, White says he is not shocked by rumors of money pressure or possible financial issues surrounding Mayweather at this stage.
Floyd and I go way back to the amateurs. We've known each other for a long time. I just saw him at the Celtics-Lakers game, and we talked. So we have a good relationship. We go at each other sometimes, but at the end of the day, we've known each other for a long time.
Joe Rogan noted that Floyd Mayweather Jr. appears to spend money at an extremely rapid pace, comparing his lifestyle to an open faucet due to its constant flow of luxury expenses, and suggested that this kind of high-end spending pattern may be one of the reasons Mayweather continues stepping back into high-paying fights to keep up with the demands of his extravagant way of living.
Watching a car, you're down 10. That's nuts. That's nuts.
Crazy.
I remember Iran Barkley was talking about that. Iran Barkley, when he was in his prime, was hanging out with all these professional athletes, and everybody was getting diamond-crusted chains and this and that, and he was keeping up with these people. Like, you got to keep up with the Joneses. And he just found himself, like, draining all of his money. He was talking about it like that was the biggest detriment to him being able to save any money.
They trying to keep up.
Yeah. Which I thought was funny when I was listening to this conversation with Chad Ochocinco. He was talking about it. He was like,
his jewelry fake.
Yeah, he was wearing fake jewelry.
But who would know?
What's that?
Who would know?
No
Chad
one know.
Ochocinco.
Exactly.
It's
Fake
like when
jewelry,
they look at him, like
flying economy. He was sleeping at the stadium, so he didn't have to pay for an apartment. So smart.
Yeah.
So clever.
Zab Judah, a respected veteran who previously shared the ring with Floyd Mayweather Jr., offered a different perspective on the ongoing Mayweather-Manny Pacquiao rematch controversy, suggesting the confusion over whether the fight is an official professional bout or an exhibition may simply stem from a misunderstanding in the contract discussions, and possibly even a language barrier during negotiations, implying that if both sides did not fully interpret the terms the same way when signing it, could explain the growing public disagreement and frustration from Pacquiao's camp, which maintains the fight is sanctioned, while Mayweather's statements are now being viewed as potentially breaching that agreement.
I mean, I've heard this in the past that Pacquiao wasn't looking to do any exhibitions. You know what I'm saying? I mean, yeah, if you knew. I don't know why Floyd's surprised that this is not an exhibition. I mean, you got to think anybody that want to fight Mayweather in a rematch, especially a Pacquiao or anybody up to that style, they don't want a real, something really to go down on paper. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I don't know the language barrier that was put forth upon signing these contracts. Maybe Floyd wasn't 100% abreast of what was going on. You know what I'm saying? And it kind of slipped through the cracks that this is the real deal, Holyfield. You know what I'm saying? We're not playing around. And maybe that got through the cracks. I don't know how. I wasn't there. I don't know his business. But somehow, he's saying it did. I mean, well, he didn't say that. I'm just saying I don't know how he didn't catch on that this is the real deal.
Some analysts and industry insiders believe Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s recent position, suggesting the rematch with Manny Pacquiao could be an exhibition while publicly minimizing contract specifics, may be a deliberate promotional strategy designed to stir controversy and maximize attention around the event, arguing that keeping the situation ambiguous helps sustain headlines, increases pressure on all parties, and ultimately raises demand and global viewership once clarity is provided, particularly with a huge international audience expected through Netflix, while the ongoing disagreement over whether the bout is official or not has triggered legal questions and strong reactions from both sides, keeping fans and media heavily engaged.
I think it could be possibly a publicity stunt to give some type of push to the promotion. I mean, I don't know, like when the announcement came out, I don't know if people really too ecstatic for it.
It's something that you would, you can use to your advantage to try to push the fight. It'll let people, it'll get ears and eyes on the fight for people that didn't know the fight was happening. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know.
Because as a consumer looking in, you're like,
Listen, man, I'm a fan of both guys, and I just want to watch it and see the fight happen. I mean, I'm a fan of boxing. I should say, I'm a fan of both guys. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I correct myself when I'm wrong, man. You know that ASAP.
Yeah. You know, as a consumer looking in, we're like, yo, is he like, what's the complaint? What's the problem here? Like, what are you scared of? Because is it your O? Is it your losing that O? Could be that it?
Of course. That's what it's all come down to. I mean, the O is like a 800 credit score. Globally, universally. You walk around with an 800 credit score with the O.
Andre Ward weighed in on the rematch situation, emphasizing that the original clash between Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Manny Pacquiao only came together after careful negotiations, proper planning, and strong financial backing, and he stressed that the same level of structure and clarity should apply this time instead of the ongoing confusion around exhibition labels, contract wording, and promotional statements, expressing hope that the bout remains a fully sanctioned professional fight that meets fan expectations rather than being overshadowed by uncertainty. Meanwhile, boxing icon Roy Jones Jr. said the rematch is arriving years too late, possibly 5 years after its ideal moment, and argued that at this stage it feels driven more by financial motivation than legacy, adding that while money itself is not an issue, the timing and intent make it seem more like a commercial event than a true resolution of unfinished business in the ring.
Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather initially fought in 2015. Now that's a fight that many felt was long overdue. Many said that it came too late. It was the fight of the century. I'm not of the mind that it happened too late. We just had a dollars and cents conversation. When the fight was initially brought up, the numbers that they were talking and the money that was available was far less than they made in 2015. Is it prize fighting or is it prize fighting? Floyd Mayweather is rumored to have made between 250 and 300. Manny Pacquiao maybe 150 to 200. Maybe that's a 40 to 80 million conversation and a 30 to 60 million conversation for Manny Pacquiao. I think the fight happened when it was supposed to happen. What say you, Roy?
Yeah, I think it happened when it's supposed to happen for the prize, but for the legacy, no, it happened 5 years too late. Just simple as that. But like I said, he is Money Mayweather. He ain't fighting for the legacy, he fighting for prize. He said that himself. So I understand that. And I respect that because he did tell the truth about that. Anytime a man can tell the truth about that himself, then I gotta respect that. He said he didn't fight for legacy, he fought for currency. So he waited 5 years to make the money go up. Very smart. I mean, for what he was doing, he did the right thing. And now, for them to come together and even get an even bigger purse on Netflix is even more brilliant. So I think, once again, he's being the brilliant guy that he is. He's one of the most brilliant guys to ever touch the sport when it comes to making money. He's the GOAT at making money in boxing. I'll never take that away from him. He's the best ever at knowing how to do things at the right time to maximize the currency. He's the GOAT.
Even though Floyd Mayweather Jr. is widely viewed as one of boxing's wealthiest figures, the situation behind the scenes is often more complex, with large earnings not necessarily translating into long-term financial security due to hidden liabilities, ongoing contractual commitments, and delayed payouts that the public rarely sees, and according to a financial analyst, these less visible pressures can build up over time and create serious challenges even for someone of Mayweather's success level, meaning that despite his reputation for luxury and high earnings, a combination of legal matters, business obligations, and financial responsibilities can put real strain on his overall stability and show that visible wealth does not always reflect true financial strength.
Somebody like Floyd Mayweather, that's the oldest in the book, y'all. Y'all know. When y'all see somebody flogging money everywhere, they got this, they got that, they got this. Was it Gervonta Davis? Tank told us 2 years ago that the reason they held Floyd Mayweather, you can put it back on the screen, captive in Dubai is because he had owed them money and they wouldn't release him until he announced the fight to give them their money back. You know they do that over there in Dubai, right? You ain't going nowhere if you owe a debt. He was trapped over there for almost 2 months, according to Gervonta. They shared the same manager, Al Layman, who collected money in cash because Floyd Mayweather gave him a power of attorney to do so. And so when Floyd went down there and sued Showtime, he's suing Showtime, the company, the network, that publicizes these fights.
Teddy Atlas says a segment of fans feel a certain satisfaction seeing Floyd Mayweather Jr. come under criticism or face pushback now, arguing that Mayweather's carefully built public persona over the years contributed to that reaction, since his constant display of wealth and success made him both admired and resented at the same time. According to Atlas, That lifestyle may have rubbed some fans the wrong way and even created jealousy or frustration, and now that Mayweather's decisions and career choices are being questioned, there appears to be a backlash where some people are reacting positively to his struggles because they feel he spent years showcasing success without much public adversity, suggesting the response is less about his boxing record and more about how his larger-than-life image made him seem untouchable, until recent scrutiny brought him back down to earth.
Taking shots at a great fighter, Mayweather. Probably the same people that were, applauding him and saying how great he was at one point, and now they're taking shots at him like they're almost, like they get pleasure out of seeing a great fall, potentially.
You're right,
fall.
but when you call yourself the money man, you do it to yourself a little bit too.
No, I can't argue with that, Bud, but still. You don't have to revel in somebody's problems and somebody's, misery. So, as I said earlier, so I don't like that, but I understand the world out there, and I understand putting yourself in that position. If he put himself in that position, some people will say, he's suing now because of his gambling habits, which was not hidden. It was not a secret. He would post. Not Teddy Atlas talking about anything that wasn't out there. He would post some of his tickets, his betting tickets that he bet, and they were large bets. And so some people say, oh yeah, like you said, he was Mayweather, Money Mayweather, and now he's suing because he went through his money, he blew his money, whatever. Look, I don't know what the truth is fully in there. I know Steven Espinoza was named. He ran Showtime at the time. He was named him. I never was a fan of Espinoza. Again, I'm not afraid to say and not mince my words when I feel a certain way. And I've taken arrows for it, and of course I've also taken some praise for it. That people say, hey, Teddy's going to say what he feels. I was never a fan of him. I never thought he was a man that kept his word. I never thought he really did a great job over at Showtime. I mean, they put some good fights on because the fights were available, because the landscape made it.
With the rematch between Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Manny Pacquiao now officially set and Netflix heavily backing a global broadcast, many analysts believe the comeback is driven far beyond nostalgia or competitive pride, pointing instead to massive financial incentives as a major force behind the fight, especially with both fighters long past their peak years, suggesting the potential payday is a key motivator rather than pure sporting legacy. And while Mayweather's elite skill and undefeated record remain widely respected, his recent decisions, including exhibition appearances and repeated returns from retirement, highlight how modern boxing is increasingly influenced by outside factors such as lucrative streaming contracts, sponsorship opportunities, and promotional business interests shaping when and why major fights actually happen.
You need the money. What's wrong with that? And why are we attempting to tease Floyd? Is Floyd? Yes, he's broke. Of course he's broke. He's a boxer. Did they say can't read? That's not to tease him. They say that he can't read. His best friend at the time said that he can't read, and he never denied it. I don't tease him for it. He was a guy who grew up in a boxing gym, right? I mean, it's one of these things. You know what you know. You know what you were taught. I didn't teach him about contracts. I didn't teach him about saving. I didn't teach him about investments. Who would have taught him these things? Of course he's broke. He's a gambling addict. He got baby mamas all over the... What do you mean is he broke? Of course he's broke. What boxer do you know that isn't broke? What a ridiculous question.
Between a Netflix rematch at the Sphere and his mounting legal battles, Floyd Mayweather is once again the talk of 2026. With the pro versus exhibition contract dispute heating up and fresh rumors of IRS tax liens and a $340 million lawsuit against Showtime, many wonder if Money is fighting for his legacy or just to pay his bills. Is this September showdown a true clash of titans or just a desperate cash grab? Drop your thoughts in the comments.